All of us are far more capable than we realize. Unfortunately, it often takes an injury or an illness or some traumatic event to show us how strong we really are. There's more than one story of fantastic feats of strength being done by people who were attempting to save a loved one. Most of us probably know someone who survived a severe illness, cancer, or survived a car accident that they probably shouldn't have. Those type of strengths are in all of us, but we only really reach into them when called upon. Why exactly that is, I'm not sure, but if I had to theorize, I'd say it has something to do with our brain and body's default setting is to the least amount of work required. We do have outliers in this, don't get me wrong. There are people who go out and lift 1,000 pounds, or they go out and they run ultramarathons, or they hike across the Arctic. Those people 100% exist, but they are outliers. But we can learn from outliers, just like we can learn from people who've gone through traumatic events. We can see what the human brain, body, mind, and spirit are capable of. We can learn the methods and actions that they take to get where they are. We can see and learn from their trials and errors. Now, I'm not saying everybody should go out and train for an ultramarathon, but I am saying that we have enough examples at this point to know that where we think our peak is generally just a beginning, maybe mid-stage of the journey. What I am saying is that we should not push our bodies to the breaking point, at least most of us, because we have lives outside of the things we like to do, but that we can push our bodies a little bit further and a little bit harder in order to get those goals that we've set for ourselves. What I am saying is that we can take the time to go over the things that we do and the things that we don't do and find ways to get the most out of this life. And if you are or have gone through injury or illness, you know this better than anybody. And I know this about you because if you're watching this, at some point before you begin going through these trials that you have been, you would have thought, Jesus Christ, I couldn't do what that person's doing, who you saw going through it prior to. You, as much as anybody on planet Earth, know that what we think or what we believe and what reality is are not always the same thing. That when pressed into a have-to scenario, the ability to dig deep and get shit done, it's there. It's just dormant. Because like many things, if we don't use it, it kind of fades away into memory. Everybody has different ways of framing this in their own mind. My girl Beth, hers is, we can do hard things. Nike, just do it. David Goggins, when you think you can't go any further, you're only at 40%. Cam Hanes, keep hammering. I'm sure there are others. These are the ones that top of mind because these are from people, I'm friends with Beth, but from people I follow. Stop limiting yourself. It's not necessary. You don't need to tone yourself down for the benefit of others. You're allowed to be strong. You're allowed to push your own limits. You're allowed to suck the marrow out of life like you're trying to suck a goddamn golf ball through a straw. Just gotta stop being afraid to be the best version of yourself.